Today I'm going to be talking about how you can earn 200% APR on one of the most prominent artificial intelligence assets in the decentralized finance and just cryptocurrency space as a whole. And today I am talking about TAO. It's currently the number 28 cryptocurrency by market cap. So it's sitting at a market cap of over $4 billion, and it's not too far down on this list. Now the reason why I want to talk about TAO today is because it is currently up 15% in the past 24 hours, but when we zoom out and look at the past 14 days, 30 days, and 1 year, it has seen substantial returns. It's up 40% over the past 14 days. It's up 125% over the past 30 days, and it's up 998% over the past 1 year. Now, Bittensor, otherwise known as TAO, follows a model similar to Bitcoin, where essentially they have a max supply of 21 million tokens, and they slowly put more tokens in circulation as time goes by. But I want to talk about what TAO is and then dive into the liquidity pools that you could deploy into and earn passive income, and then also talk about my personal strategy. So in our DeFi Excel group, we have a community AI that I use to essentially get a breakdown of TAO for beginners. Obviously, I've already personally done my due diligence on it, but I wanted to kind of show you the power of this community AI and how using AI in your analysis can actually help you, because this is an AI cryptocurrency. So TAO is essentially an asset in the DeFi ecosystem designed to facilitate decentralized machine learning, and the way it does this is by incentivizing participants to contribute computational resources and data. What that means is you can use your computer by providing computational resources, and you can provide feedback and data in order to get TAO tokens or just get incentives, right? So this is an example of a network that collaborates with multiple parties outside of just the people internally, but also external parties like me, you, other viewers, and just members of our DeFi Excel community. Anybody can be a part of this ecosystem because it's decentralized. And obviously, as being a part of this ecosystem, you can earn rewards for your contributions. It's similar to stuff like Aether token or Render token, where by putting up your GPU resources, you are earning Aether and Render tokens, but also there's the other party that's actually using those GPU resources. So there's a reason to do it, and there's a revenue stream behind it. The whole point of TAO is obviously to support machine learning models by leveraging blockchain technology. This way, it can be a secure network, a transparent network, and of course, an efficient network. And now that we've been over that, I want to talk about some liquidity pools for TAO. So using Metrics Finance, what I typically like to do is just select all exchanges, all networks, and then go over here where it says pool and type in TAO. By doing that, I find 3 different pools. Now, all of these are on the Ethereum network, but we have Ethereum to TAO on the 0.3% tier, Ethereum to TAO on the 1% tier, and then USDC to TAO over here on the 1% tier. Now, since there's literally only 3 different liquidity pools for wrapped TAO is what you're going to notice, which keep in mind, wrapped TAO is essentially an ERC20 version of TAO. Basically, it is fully collateralized by actual TAO. It's not officially on the TAO network. It's the equivalent of doing like wrapped Bitcoin versus actual Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's on the Bitcoin network, wrapped Bitcoin is on Ethereum network and other EVM chains. Well, since there's only 3 different liquidity pools, it's going to be super easy to look through these different liquidity pools. I always recommend putting your deposit amount right at the very start. So I'm going to put $10,000 on this first one on the 0.3% fee tier, because that's what I plan on deploying into this liquidity pool, assuming I like what I see. And if I do end up deploying, I am going to announce it in my DeFi Excel community. Anyways, when it comes to finding my range, I'm going to choose a range of 5.3 on the top and then roughly 2.8 on the bottom. That's going to give me about 63% of my capital in TAO, at least that I have to put up at the start. What that does is that gives me more TAO to sell as the price of TAO outperforms Ethereum, because as we could clearly see over the past 30 days, 14 days, even 7 days and 24 hours, TAO has very much been outperforming Ethereum, and we can expect it to continue this trend. And if it does continue that trend, well, guess what? Some of that TAO is going to get sold for Ethereum. Therefore, we want to start with more TAO so there's more selling to happen before we go out of range. So now I've done my deposit amount, I've done my liquidity price range and looked at the correlation chart to make sure that I'm in range for a good period of time, and it looks pretty solid. We can see jumps in this price without going out of range. The fourth thing that I'm going to go ahead and look at is the volume history, and I want to make sure that this is consistent or growing. And as you can see, it has grown and now it's starting to fall just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this to, instead of factoring in this data over here and then this data over here and even this day right here with $15 million in volume, I'm going to factor in just these 5 days, which seem to be pretty consistent right here. So by doing that, I'm just going to adjust my calculation range to 5 days. We're looking at a 270% APR, actually a little bit higher than the initial 220% that we were looking at. That is very, very good. Now, one thing that I really want to mention is if we dive into this pool right now and we see trading volume right now on current prices, well, we are going to be getting 270% APR as long as the volume remains consistent. But if more liquidity comes in the market, or the people that have their liquidity over here move their liquidity, well, guess what? We are no longer getting 270%, but rather 130%. So when you average that out it will come out to roughly 200%, but it's important to realize that that is a risk that you take on when deploying into this liquidity pool. The risk is there is already a lot of liquidity on certain price points. That liquidity just hasn't moved yet because the price of TAO moved a decent amount today alone. For example, if we were to take a look over here, price literally yesterday was right over here where there was a lot more liquidity at 120% APR, but the price today is all the way down over here because TAO moved pretty fast. Now, as I said, there's two different liquidity pools for Ethereum to TAO, so let's just go ahead and grab that same exact information and throw it over here in Ethereum to TAO on the 1% fee tier. And before I do that, I want to go ahead and mention that we cover exactly how you can find these liquidity pools, how you can find these assets, as well as find the ranges and open up your first few positions in DeFi through our DeFi Excel community. We launched DeFi Excel 3 weeks ago. There's nearly 100 members in it, and we are raising the price of membership every 100 members. But if you're already in the community, your price doesn't get raised. You just pay what you initially started paying. And right now, our current price is $25 per month, and it is going to be going up to $30 per month as soon as we reach that 100 member mark. Anyways, I'm not going to ramble on about that because I know that the people that want to join are going to end up joining. Anyways, taking a look over at Ethereum to TAO, the next thing I'm going to do is look at my range. On my initial position, it was 2.8 to 5.3. So I'm going to bring that over here and just copy and paste that same exact range because this is the same exact pool, just on a different fee tier. Basically, it's the same network, same exchange, just a different fee tier. Now, looking at the volume history, you could see that this one isn't as consistent as the last one. So we need to zone in probably on the past 3 days, because if we look at the 3 days, you could see this right here is consistent volume. So we'll go ahead and dive into calculation range, put that at 3 days, 150% APR. Not bad. One thing to keep in mind, we don't really have to adjust the current price to see how it performs over specific prices because it's already at the peak of liquidity distribution. This right here is $42 per day off of $10,000 initial deposit amount. That's 12.5% per month, which is very, very good, nearly targeting 0.5% per day. So once again, this is a solid pool. I would personally recommend probably the 1% fee tier. This is probably the one that I'm going to be deploying into because keep in mind, if we were to go to peak of distribution over here, we're actually getting 120, 130%, whereas over here, we're just consistently doing about 150%. And of course, we have TAO to USDC. The only stipulation with TAO to USDC is as the TAO price goes up, we get sold into USDC. But this is great if you already hold TAO and you're looking to dollar cost average out of it and sell some of your TAO tokens. Because if we were to do a top price of $750 and a bottom price of roughly $475, that's going to give us about 60% TAO in the liquidity pool at the start. If we want a little bit more, we can put that at like 500 basically. As a bottom price, we'll get about 65% TAO. And essentially, this will do about a 205% APR off the get-go. And we look at the volume history. Remember, we always need to adjust that. I'm going to choose about 5 days. That will average out to be pretty consistent. 365% APR. It's 1% per day, right on the dot, basically. Very, very good. And liquidity distribution, we just have a portion where there's slightly higher liquidity right over here, but we're still doing 280% per year. So once again, you will get sold out of TAO as the price goes up, but if you are looking to take some profit on TAO, because maybe you did invest all the way back over here like a month ago at a price of $240, then most definitely check out this liquidity pool. Now that's the beauty of it, and that's something that we at Builder Wealth strive for. We want to have bear market and exit strategies. So our exit strategy for this bull market is going to be to exit into stablecoins, and the way that we do that is through crypto stablecoin liquidity pools, where we sell out of our assets, we dollar cost average out as the market is finalizing its last gains, and at the same exact time we earn fees instead of paying the fees. And then the bear market strategy is to yield farm and liquidity mine with stablecoins to the point where we're earning 30, 40, 50% APRs on our portfolio. We can also hedge our Uniswap V3 positions or just other concentrated liquidity positions to earn 50, 60% APR in the bear market. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are interested in DeFi Excel and learning about some of the things that I just talked about, then definitely check out the link down below in the description. Remember, if you want to join, join. If you don't want to join, no hard feelings. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.